Hello and welcome to our Aviv CBD Hemp for CBD beginners. In this presentation tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you should know before you purchase hemp CBD oil. My name is Tammy Deering and I have been formulating personal care products since 1998. I own a company called AvivSpa Dead Sea Products, and then in 2014, I started studying and learning about hemp CBD oil because I was intrigued with working with hemp seed oil. That led me to the CBDs, helped me understand the benefits of it. Then I started diving in deep, and tonight I'm going to share with you a lot of information that I have extracted from my own personal knowledge because I use these products. I deal with fibromyalgia, psoriasis, seborrhea. I also lost all 10 fingernails to MMA primer that dissolved my nail beds. I have gotten rid of toenail fungus that I had diagnosed by the podiatrist, all 10 nails, and eradicated it all naturally. When I've gone through all of this, I went back to school to get my licenses. I now own a day spa called Totally Pamper Me, Dead Sea and CBD Day Spa, where we do all natural, non-invasive, safe yet effective treatments for our clientele. Tonight, I'm going to share with you a lot of information that I have dug up and made sure that I'm knowledgeable to the nth degree for my safety, my family's safety, and my clients. So when you begin to dive into buying the hemp CBD oil, it can be very overwhelming. So this presentation, I hope, will help give you a lot of clarity, what to watch for, what not to buy, and how to decipher if you're being ripped off or not. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and the presentation will begin. And I'm going to start from the beginning. So hemp CBD, health, not high. That's what this is all about. Hemp CBD can be very beneficial all the way down to your precious babies or grandbabies. In my case, my daughter is now 26 and I have a 5-year-old granddaughter that we absolutely adore. And I can tell you that the CBD oil does definitely help. She has not been diagnosed, but has a lot of ADHD tendencies. With children, we always use the THC-free product. We don't use full spectrum with the children. Now, let's talk about 5 things that you should know before you buy hemp CBD oil. The first thing is, a lot of people go, what is hemp CBD? I hear this buzzword all over the place, but what is it? What is the difference between hemp CBD and marijuana? How does hemp CBD benefit your body? Why a certificate of analysis is so important? How to read a hemp CBD label to know what you're investing your hard-earned money in. And then we'll talk about dosage guidelines. So what is hemp CBD? CBD is an acronym for cannabidiol. It is one of the 85 beneficial compounds that are known as cannabinoids that are found in the hemp plant. The picture that you see here is actually the flower bud at the top of the plant. Extensive research has proven that cannabinoids are extremely beneficial to the human body. It promotes health, well-being, as well as resiliency to changes in our environment. Let's talk about hemp and marijuana facts. Hemp and marijuana are from the same plant genus, the cannabis genus. However, they are not the same in nature. Hemp is non-psychoactive, it's non-addictive, and it is not marijuana. Hemp and marijuana are cousins. Let's look at it that way. Let's talk about the difference in an orange and a lemon. They're both from the citrus family, right? But they both are completely different citrus fruits. Same thing with hemp and marijuana. Marijuana, a closer look into it, is going to have a much higher THC level, which is the psychoactive mind-altering compound that gives a euphoric feeling or a high. Some marijuana plants can be cultivated to have as much as 53% THC content. Marijuana has lower CBDs in it than the hemp plant, about 10 to 15% lower. When you get into, let me take that back for just a second. When we get into the hemp side of life, hemp is legal level is going to be 0.3 of 1% THC in a bottle. Okay, 0.3 of 1%. That is a big difference from 53%. I just want to make sure that you understand these differences here. How does CBD affect our body? We have, believe it or not, what is called an endocannabinoid system in our body, or ECS for short. ECS contains two primary endocannabinoid receivers. That this gets so technical. The bottom line is, I wanted you to see how your different quadrants of the body work, and you'll see the color coding that we have here. So CB1 is going to be central nervous system, lungs, vascular system, muscles, gastrointestinal tract, as well as reproductive organs. CB2 is going to be things like your spleen, your bones, and your skin. And then when you combine CB1 and 2, you also get these CBDs for the immune system, for the liver, the bone marrow, as well as the pancreas. This is how cannabis works. You have all of these different parts of the plant, and then you've got different areas here. So you've got brain-derived endocannabinoids, then you have plant-derived phytocannabinoids, or you have synthetic cannabinoids that are going to be pharmaceutical lab created. A lot of times with the cannabis on the phytocannabinoids, you're going to have THC, the CBD, the CBN, there's also CBGs. When you get into the synthetic side of it, you're going to be having to deal with, you got patents, of course, but you're only going to be getting THC, and it's a synthetic type. And normally with synthetic products, you are going to have contraindications that can be extremely not beneficial for your body. The Hemp CBD Advantage, it contains over 113 health beneficial components. It's non-psychoactive, it's non-addictive. It's the true raw full spectrum CBD oil, in our opinion here, is the best for the body. I'll explain that in a little more detail coming up. Broad spectrum is going to be THC free for those people that have to have urinalysis tests for work. Let's talk about true raw full spectrum CBD oil. The best true raw full spectrum CBD oil is going to be extracted only from the flower bud that I showed you earlier in this presentation. It is going to include a legal level of 0.3 of 1% of the CBD, but it's also going to have all the other 113 benefits of the plant. The vast majority of cannabis compound clinical research suggests that the synergistic action of terpenes, flavonoids, and key phytocannabinoids are working together to offer the widest range of potential health benefits of CBD. This creates what is called the entourage effect. The entourage effect cannot be reached or achieved with other types of CBD oil. It has to be the true raw full spectrum oil. What are other types of hemp CBD? You have broad spectrum. This is a refined product that does not have the THC. It's been completely removed, but it's also had the chlorophyll removed from it. An isolate, this implies just exactly that. CBD is isolated, and all of the other plant value is completely isolated out of that CBD. Shatter, this is CBD isolate with terpenes added. It is almost similar to a hard piece of candy. And then you have crumble or wax, and that's dabbed or smoked to obtain the CBD. These things are going to be byproducts, and they are not going to have near the concentration of the things that you want in true raw full spectrum hemp CBD oil. Let's talk about the different kinds of extractions. This is things that are not discussed on a label. They don't have to be put there. But for your education, for my education, I wanted to know what are the different ways it can be extracted, because when I'm working with natural ingredients, I know that there is a highly toxic type of extraction that is called hexane extraction. And it is used to extract oils from things like grape seeds that are real tiny, because they have to use this toxic chemical to get the oil out of that seed. Well, unfortunately, they aren't forced to completely remove all of the hexane, so you can have traces of it in your products when you're lathering and slathering in that wonderful massage room with the grapeseed oil, thinking that you're doing something healthy, and the whole time you're not. So if you ever go get, just a side note, if you get a massage and they say, we're going to use grapeseed oil on you, make sure you know it's organic and that it has a certificate of analysis and it does not contain any hexane. There's also the next extraction type for hemp CBD is going to be food grade ethanol. This is a great way to remove impurities. This is also a good way that you can do your own type of extractions at home. Next is going to be olive oil, and this is another one where you actually submerge them and you leave them in the buds in the olive oil for a very long period of time. Of course, the longer you leave it, the more potent it's going to get. Best form, CO2 extraction. It's precise, it's solvent-free, and it's environmentally friendly. And that is what our Aviv CBD oil is extracted with. How it grows matters, you guys. It's so important that you know you're getting products that are non-GMO, no cloning, family farmed, organic practices, no pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. Why? Because these things affect our bodies. This is a temple that God has blessed us with. But unfortunately, we use a lot of products that it sounds good, it looks good, it gave us some results, and so we keep going with it. And unbeknownst to ourselves, we're actually contaminating the temple. So we want to make sure that when we're ingesting this kind of an oil, that it is pure. No other ingredients, in my personal opinion, should be in there. Third party certificate of analysis. This is to always, always, always ensure you're getting pure product. Our company actually has it's usually a 3 to 4 page certificate of analysis done by a third party. So this way we know that even our farm is getting it tested and they're not pulling things on us. You know, not that they would, but I always have to know. I've got to know, because I do so much work with the ingredients that are natural. I've got to see the SDS sheet. But then a certificate of analysis, I also want to do that. I do that on every product or every ingredient that we use to make products for our product lines. You also want to check the milligram levels on that certificate of analysis for the CBDs as well as the THC. You want to look for the pesticide, herbicide, and fungicide testing on there. And you always want to see a reading of 0 or ND, which means not detected. Dosage guidelines. This can get a little tricky because keep in mind, every body is different and so is every single day. You got to work with this. You got to experiment with it. Understand, less is always better. The best way to do this is to take a few drops, 2 to 4, underneath the tongue. Hold it as long as you can. Swallow, back it up with some water if you need to. It's better if you don't. If you can swallow the oil and just leave it, for a few minutes, then the body absorbs so much better. Now you put it under the tongue so that the underneath the tongue is going to be the most potent area for the absorption to happen very rapidly and quickly. And so this is something that is very helpful when you do it under the tongue. Try to hold it as long as you can. It gets a little difficult when you first start it out. I know I've been there, done that, but I can actually hold it up to 10 minutes while I'm doing stuff and don't even think about it sometimes. But it's just little baby steps. Just take it a little at a time. Some days you're going to have more stress than others, and it's okay to take your bottle with you, keep it. But when we send our product out, we refrigerate it, and we recommend that when you get it, you refrigerate it. That way it's going to ensure the freshness and the quality. It's best to take your drops morning and night. Find out where your happy spot is and then work with it from there. Products that I highly recommend you avoid buying. One that has multiple ingredients on the label itself. This is going to add all kinds of other possible carcinogens and toxins that you're not even aware of. It's also going to dilute the product. We want to avoid anything that's going to have flavorings or preservatives in it. There's a reason for that. I've been working with raw Dead Sea minerals now for 23 and a half years at the time of this video. And I have watched pure Dead Sea minerals morph pure essential oils in a bag of salt in 3 months. Opened it up expecting to smell heaven, and it was like, oh, what has happened here? Well, when these products are sitting on the shelves, you're going to have all these preservatives or these different ingredients that are not going to be very beneficial to you. And when I read some of the labels, some of them are literally having carcinogens in them and people don't know it. I would recommend that you avoid the gummies. If you like gummies, go to Walmart, buy you a big old bag and enjoy them. But the CBD gummies that are on the market right now, there are 0 companies that are making them with full spectrum hemp CBD oil. So you're getting the THC free anyway, and it's an isolate. So it removes all the other terpenes and the flavonoids and all those other 112 benefits that the hemp plant has for you. It's better to use the pure oil. This is our full spectrum oil here. I'm going to just show you. You can see the color of it, the dark richness. This is a very, very high quality grade. Also recommend that you avoid pain creams, lotions, and salves. And there's a reason for this. When you get a container of, let's say, a salve, and you want to put some on your elbow, you take it out, rub it on, excuse me, you don't know how much CBD you just put on here. With ours, I recommend that you use the CBD oil directly, and that you 1 drop is 4 milligrams. All right. So let's say I want to use 3 drops on this knuckle because it's got rheumatoid and aches and pains. So I rub it in. Now I know that 3 drops is going to help me because I've been tinkering around with this for over 3 years now. When I'm done, I'll take my soothing salve or my cream that our company makes, it's all natural, and I'll put that over it. Now I know how much CBD oil is on me, how many milligrams, because 4 milligrams per drop, I use 3 drops, is 12 milligrams that I used on my issue for my hand. Same thing on the knees, on the elbows. When you're dealing with anti-aging, we're going to talk about that too. But when you're doing this, it's better to have a little bit of a 2-step process. So this way you've got the pure product going right on the problem instead of all these other fillers and things that you don't need. Products that are not hemp CBD. These are all from Amazon. They look amazing, don't they? 2,500,000 milligram of what? Doesn't even tell you of what. It just looks like, oh my gosh, look at that. And it was $19.99. Amazon prohibits the sale of hemp CBD oil. We could not run ads to this video because of us having the CBD. Facebook banned us and Google. So we've actually had to do a workaround with our websites to get this where we could actually get it to you so you could purchase from us. Some of the amazing health benefits. Now, when we talk about these benefits, these are things that we're seeing with our clients coming into our facility, but we've also done our due diligence in doing our research. And I'm going to give you a list that'll blow your mind in just a second. But all of this information is coming from PubMed.org, ncbi.gov, or WebMD. Some of the benefits are going to include it calms anxiety, it reduces pain, it improves your mood, it fights chronic disease issues, reduces inflammation, protects your immune system, aids with sleep, balances the metabolism. For the anti-aging effects, this is what we have found in our day spa. It combats, enhances, and minimizes, as well as treats aging, dryness. It elevates collagen levels. It controls inflammation on the skin. It balances oil levels and protects against environmental damage and free radicals on the skin. How can I calculate my cost per milligram? Pricing is key on the milligrams here, because if you take these different bottles, like we'll talk about our 30 ml bottle here, it has 600 drops in it. There is 2,400 milligrams in our 30 ml bottle of CBD. Now, when you take that, this bottle runs $165 retail, and that is going to, you take the drops of 600 and you divide it, 165 is divided by 600. It comes out to 28 cents a drop. You divide that by the 4 milligrams and you get down to 0.7 cents per milligram of our product. This is a price comparison of a product that is a multi-level marketing, Baseo. Theirs is a 60 milligram THC free oil, and ours is the 30 milligram bottle, because that's all that they had. So what we were doing was we were helping you understand, when you break it all down on the milligrams, theirs is $1.60 almost for 4 milligrams. Ours is 28 cents. This is that giant growing list I was telling you all about. Every single one of these are on the PubMed.org, the ncbi.gov, or WebMD, with medical documentation on each one of them about the way that hemp CBD aids these disorders. These are links to a lot of those different ones that you can actually, when you get this, we're doing this for the replay, you can actually take these and you can go and do your own research if you want to. I wanted to put this in here so that way you knew that I am doing our due diligence here to really learn and dive deep on this stuff. I find it intriguing. Honestly, I geek out on the research. I truly do. Not everybody does, but this is here for you if you want to dive in. Other ways to use hemp CBD oil: arthritis, like I showed you, just right on the right there on the hand, and then you can cover with soothing salve, or you can cover with our Dead Sea Mud Light cream. Anti-aging, this is one of the things that we do in the day spa. We have a Dead Sea CBD facial. And what we do is we do a deep treatment with the facial wash. Then we do a exfoliation with our Dead Sea dermabrasion. Follow that with a mud mask. When we get done with that, we remove. Then we do our toner. Then we do the CBD oil. Then we do our MaxTox serum, which is a Botox alternative serum that's all natural. Then we follow again with the CBD oil. And then we use treatment units like an LED light that helps to, the light helps to trigger elastin and collagen and softening and the fine lines and the wrinkles on the face. Then we do our cream. Then we add a little bit more of the oil, and then we come back in with what's called a micro ionizer. And so it does a stimulation and a tingling. It feels really cool all over the face, and it helps with the anti-aging, and it's all natural. Now, if you've got children with eczema, you can use 1 to 2 drops, 2 to 4 if you're an adult. Cover it with the soothing salve and the Mud Light cream, and this way you get a triple whammy for the area. You get the Dead Sea minerals, you get all of the extracts that we make all naturally, and all of the other amazing ingredients in our cream. Our soothing salve is a natural petroleum jelly alternative. I made it for my face December of 2019 when I had a horrific outbreak of psoriasis, and my cream was not enough. I needed something that was richer, denser, and would stay, and was heavy, so it would keep everything soft because it hurt so bad. And so this was my alternative to petroleum jelly. I use it face to feet. It is wonderful. And you just put that soothing salve right over your CBD, and boom, you've got your own salve that's healthy, and you know how much CBDs you're using. For psoriasis, these are different things that you can do here. When I was doing mine, I actually do about on my face, I'll show you here, it's about 0.25 ml. So that's about how much I use when I'm doing my face. And I put it in my hand, then I rub it all over the face. I do it for you real time, but I've got makeup on and I don't want it to get messed up. Scalp disorders. I was losing my hair and going bald when I started my trek 23.5 years ago, battled this nightmare with a dermatologist for 14 years, and my hair was falling out and I was getting worse. So when I talk to you about hair and scalp problems, I lived it. It looked like hot spots on a dog on my head. It was terrible. And in the Alabama atmosphere where I live down here in Alabama, the humidity, my hair would stick. It was just a nightmare for me. Let's talk about some hemp fun facts. Hemp actually helps to fight world hunger. It's high in protein. It's got amazing calories that are very beneficial to the body, essential amino acids, and it helps the body maintain better health. It also prevents deforestation. Hemp paper saves trees as well as helping save our planet. Growing hemp can help with the bioremediation of our atmosphere nightmares. There is over 25,000 uses for the entire plant. And I wanted to focus on that for just a second. When you are looking at the marketing that is out there, be very aware of this marketing fact. We use the whole plant. No, you want the bud in your hemp CBD only. Just the bud, nothing else. You want the rest of that plant to be used for 25,000 other things, okay? Everything from hemp rope, hemp clothing, your material, the seeds for your protein shakes, the powder for your protein shakes. You get into paper, you get into all of these amazing things that they have done. But the coolest thing ever I have found out about is the hemp car. Jay Leno is standing right next to, this is an entire hemp car, literally. Even the paint was made with hemp. So, and it runs on hemp biofuel. It's so cool. You can Google this, it's all over the internet. But there is a certain type of hemp that they grow, and it has the stalk has a bast fiber that is found in that stalk, and it is actually stronger than steel. So that's how they made this car. Now, here's the coolest part. This car, its originator, the design, I forgot to tell this in the regular one, the originator of this design, Henry Ford. Yeah, it goes back that far, y'all. It goes back that far. So in conclusion, whether this is your first time hearing about hemp CBD oil or you have been using it for many years, the marketplace can be confusing, it can be overwhelming and full of misinformation. From hidden heavy metals and toxins to labels that literally lie, we're here to help you with your wellness journey. Our mission is to help you know how to purchase the safest, the most effective hemp CBD oil so you can live your best life healthy, happy, and whole. The bottom line is this, you guys. God has supplied us with everything we need. It's our choice to learn and to implement. I also want to tell you that my motto is what goes on your body goes in your body. And this is my philosophy for my life because of me being so sick in the late 90s and having to go through nightmares that were so horrible that I really pray to God that most women never experience. But if you do, God has made it, there's a way. And that's how I found out about all this, was in my prayer time and doing my searching with him, and then him leading and guiding me through his garden all over the world. And it's just amazing to me how awesome God really is. It's all here for us to learn and take care of ourselves. This isn't going to give you a little of information. I'm not going to read all this to you. It kind of gives you some background about me, what I'm doing, why I do what I do. And then my philosophy is here at the end. I'm going to sit here and leave this up for just a second, so that way you can read this when you get the replay. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And we have to always add the disclaimer here at the end. about the federal drug and committee and all this stuff. That's our presentation. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. It has been a privilege and an honor to share this information. It comes from my heart. I'm not here to sell you anything. We will have on the replay in the email when we send this out, the link to the offers. These offers are good up until midnight tonight only, and then it goes back to retail pricing. So I want to thank you for being here again. And if there's any questions that you have that I can answer, if you are watching this on one of the replays on the webinars, type in the chat field, "This is live." We will answer. We will. I've been on those webinars where it acts like they're live and then you type in the chat, nothing happens. Well, we've got better software. We're using the kind where we can actually be here with you and you can actually learn from us as well. So thank you so much. I pray you have an absolutely awesome day. And we're here and want to have a relationship with you if that's what you're looking for. We do not want ones and dones. We want family. Thank y'all.